Well guys, I guess I learned yesterday the importance of not only this purge valve functioning properly, but actually the rubber cap and I guess whatever the heck that red, it's not a flange, but the collar that tightens up against that rubber cap. How important that is. Because the other day I did canister maintenance, and I usually don't utilize these purge valves, but I figured, what the heck, they're there for a reason. So I took those rubber caps off, put a hose on that, and just brought it down to here and drained it into a bucket. I did the same thing on this side for this FX6, and as you can see, now I have a Tupperware there, because evidently on this side I lost the rubber cap and collar, so this thing does not stop dripping. Granted, it's a very, very slow leak. The amount in this Tupperware, which is essentially nothing, is from like 10 hours. So, but also the ear broke off on this one. I feel like for how tiny these purge valves are, they sure are difficult to operate, to turn that, and those ears snap off with relative ease, as do these. So today, at some point, the new purge valve should arrive, and I'll make a video on changing those out. I've done it before, they're pretty straightforward. I'll also show you on the old valve how to service them, the valve itself. Alrighty, here it is, replacement part. It's the purge valve with the rubber cap and collar. This is for FX4, 5, and 6. Alrighty, so anybody with an FX6, 5, or 4 knows that when you unplug these things and turn your output and intake valves, close those, when you press this in and pull this aqua stop from the lid, you're going to discharge some water, and that's pretty annoying. So what I usually do, I'll close the intake, wait about 3 or 4 seconds, the pump is still running, then I'll close the outtake and then unplug the pump. Usually what that does is it pulls a vacuum in here so that when you take these off, you don't have that discharge of water. We'll see if it actually worked for me. Yep. No mess. Now I'll drain some water out of this, lighten it up, and take it to work on it. Okay. Got this purge valve opened up. I just slip a 3/4 inch hose right over that. Drain it off into a bucket. I just take enough water out of it until this thing is a little easier to get out from behind this. Alrighty, let's open this thing up and check it out. rinse and stick them in. Got the new sponges rinsed. These things, they stink like some sort of nasty chemical. So I gave them a really good rinse. And then filled a bucket with water with some water conditioner just to remove any of the excess chlorine. So I'll load these in here and be right back. Alrighty. Now we'll do the portion of this video that we're here for, getting this thing out. So quarter turn and pull it right out. There is a little locking tab here, as you can see. Perhaps a few times someone has forgotten that that's there and damaged it, but this is the valve we wanted out. It's no longer sealing up, and there are ways to service these valves. If you push the valve out through the side, you find this. You could grease these O-rings and bring it back to life, but this ear broke off on this one, so I'm just not interested in keeping it anymore. I might save it for a backup. That's always another good thing to do. But all right, let's get the new one. So if your canister's upside down like mine is here, you'll want to put the new purge valve in so that the ears on the valve are facing up. So you'll put it in and then turn it that way, so that obviously the handle on the valve is going to be this way when you put it into service. And this little half moon looking thing is the actual keeper that keeps it from turning. So we'll show you. Slide it in. Should go all the way in like that, and then just simply turn. There you go. That's all there is to it. Now we'll load the trays back up and get it in service. Now that the canister's in place, I'll go ahead and take my suction side, click it into place. That's all there is to it. And the intake side, and click it into place. Excuse me, the output. If you notice, I never did fill this thing up with any water so that it stayed lightweight. So now, to fill it, I'll just open both of these. You'll see a whole lot of purge. Alrighty, that's that. Now, we can plug it in. It's pretty normal to push some gunk out when they first turn on. Don't be alarmed, it'll clear up in no more than 10 minutes. And then of course these fluvals will run like this for, I think, 1 minute, then they'll shut off for a minute, purge any excess air, and then they'll turn back on permanently. However, every 24 hours they will go through that same air purge cycle. Then, as always, check for leaks. Alrighty, thanks guys.